good, Detroit Sports Nation? I am Eric Vincent, your host here at the DSN News Desk, back again to chop it up with you, the best fan base in the world. I appreciate your time and support because we got to take a minute to peel into the Detroit Pistons preseason schedule that just dropped this week. We got a good write-up on it on our website, DetroitSportsNation.com. Go ahead and give a search and check it out right now. So let's get into what we see and what we know. The first two games are going to be on the road, and the final two games of the preseason schedule are going to be at home. The first game is against the New York Knicks. I believe it's October 4th, and it's actually scheduled as a nationally televised game on TNT. I was pretty surprised by that. The Pistons didn't get a whole lot of love on their regular season scheduling to get on national TV, so I didn't really expect to see anything in preseason, but NBA decided to throw them a bone and gave them a nationally televised game, and I'm excited for it because it's one more chance for them in 2022 to embarrass the New York Knicks. They've done it plenty this summer with finessing trade after trade, and now they get to take it on the court and show them who they are. I love it. I'm all for the takedown of the overrated big market teams in the NBA, and the New York Knicks are number one on that hit list. They got to go. So I got that marked out on my calendar. Excited to see that game. Game number 2, October 7th on the road against another low market team, the New Orleans Pelicans. One of the best young cores in the NBA. They get Zion Williamson back from his injury. Took him out basically all last season. And this will be one of the few peaks if he's even playing, because he might not. They might save him for the regular season. But they do have a lot of talent up and down that roster. From Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, Herb Jones. Got some really good draft picks this season and last season. They're really putting something special together. I'm excited to see that game. Third game is against the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's the first home game of the preseason. And it may be a little souring definitely for the Thunder fans, because they're going to be going into it without their prized first-round pick, Chet Holmgren. He got injured in a Pro-Am game in the summer, and it's going to put him on the shelf for the rest of his rookie season. So it's really, really upsetting news. Big prayers and hopes to the OKC fan base and their team, and to Chet as well, for a speedy recovery. You really don't want to see something like this happen in a kid's career so early. Definitely unfortunate. And the final game of the preseason will be against the Memphis Grizzlies on October 13th. Now, normally for the final preseason games, you see starters play as little as possible, just to make sure everybody's healthy, rolling into the regular season and the big important games. So I'm not expecting to see a whole lot of flash and bang with this, but again, it's just preseason. But there are some things to be taken away from, especially for young teams. The established teams, the championship teams, and contending teams, they don't worry about the preseason. But young teams like the Detroit Pistons absolutely should. And there's some things that you should pay attention to. Number one, you get Cade Cunningham for a preseason. Last season started off kind of rough because we saw the reports of Cade getting hurt and twisting his ankle. And it was kind of led on to believe that it wasn't that big of a deal, only to find out that he was going to miss all of preseason and a good chunk of the beginning of the regular season. I think he missed like a week or two. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal that he now gets to build that cohesiveness, and we get to see early the stretches of the young core with him at point guard starting. You'll see a little bit of what they did and try to experiment with Summer League, because Cade didn't really play, but you had a bunch of the other young guys coming with him. Now you get to see Cade at the helm as a starting point guard, running rotations with the young pieces around him for the first time. So I'm super excited to see that. Another thing is to see with Jaden Ivey, because we didn't really get to see we didn't see any of Jaden Ivey and Cade together. And from what we saw, they weren't scared to put the ball in Jaden Ivey's hands. There was reports from, I believe it was James Edwards from The Athletic, saying that there's a possibility that Jaden Ivey could start out the gate. From what we know about Dwayne Casey teams, he likes to play his veterans early to get the rookies a little bit more time to learn and develop. But if Jaden Ivey is as good as advertised, we're going to be seeing him early. And I think he can turn up a lot of that excitement even in the preseason. Seeing what his game is like, seeing how the floor will be open for him in the first time in an NBA setting for preseason action, I'm all for it. I think it's going to be great to see. And again, another takeaway is just kind of what we're seeing with what their mold was for the Summer League, because you saw guys trying and playing different positions, trying different spots, and really just getting comfortable with their growth and adaptation to new roles. Isaiah Stewart is a big example as well, because he's going to be playing a lot of power forward this season. He's not going to be exclusively as a center as we saw last year and the year before. We bring in Jalen Duren, you trade for Nerlens Noel, even Marvin Bagley gives them the option to play at a 5. If they wanted to play small ball, you could maybe throw Kelly Olynyk in or whatever. I think you're going to see a lot of the Pistons tinkering with different ideas and different things. They want to see what different rotations look like. They want to see what veterans look like with the young talent blended in. And they want to go into the regular season with a plan. You want to really get an understanding of where these guys are. Again, the wins don't matter. The wins do not matter. But you want to see how they make the reps count on a game-by-game basis. You know, we're hearing that they're gelling in practice. We're hearing all the right things. But you want to see it on the court as well. And with what the new developments are coming for this team and with the new positions that they're trying out, taking their, I would say, third or fourth year into this restoration, it's a lot to be paid attention to, even in preseason. Again, we're not going to focus on the scoreboard. You just want to focus on the things that these players have worked on, the things that they're willing to try, and what direction it's going to help take the team. Like, for me, I'm excited to see Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren looks so exciting. This 7-foot big from Memphis, the first round pick they traded up for from the Knicks. Thanks again, guys. I'm excited to see what he's going to bring because it's always been a big conversation this summer about how raw he is. When I've seen him show flashes of being able to do more than dunk and block shots and rebound. He's shown the ability to shoot jump shots. He's shown the ability to pass. He's shown the basketball IQ on the court. He's shown his intelligence. And those are some things that you're going to want to pay attention to. Those little small things. Again, he might not even make some of those shots that he makes. He might not even pull off any great passes. But I want to see these guys at least try different things. Killian Hayes, I want to see you become more aggressive during the preseason. Isaiah Stewart, I want to see that three-point shot keep going. There's just things that you want to pay attention to and see that are different from this team that we already saw last season. I do think we'll get a peek at it, and I can't wait for October 4th to get here. But talk to me down below. Let me know what your excitement level is on the preseason. Maybe you don't care at all. Maybe it's, come on, it's just preseason. Who cares? Let's get to the regular season. Let's get to the real games. Cool. Talk to me. Let me know how you feel. Talk to me in the comment section down below. Let us know, again, if you're excited for this season or not, for the regular season and preseason. Let us know what your excitement level is for this team. And hit us up on our social medias as well. Please keep in contact with us. Hit us up on the socials of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of the above so we can keep expanding and bringing this A1 content in your direction. And of course, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit us up down below, like the video, subscribe. We're closing in on 5,000 subscribers, and we're making it happen with you and your love and support. It means the world to us, and we can't wait to keep bringing more and more work to you. Can't wait to get into next week. I hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll be back to chop it up again at the DSN News Desk. I am Eric Vincent, and I'll be back again soon. Peace.